Kylian Mbappé is a wanted man, from threatening a rival player to insulting an entire continent. Kylian stepped on toes in the past and pissed off a couple of people too, so I just had to make a list of the 8 footballers who hate Kylian Mbappé, and wait till you see why Messi hates him. But first, I gotta start from the very beginning, and how this dude trashed Mbappé. Back in 2017, Kylian was unstoppable. If I was a defender and had to face him, I'd shit myself. He was on fire and pretty soon made the easy switch from Monaco to Paris Saint-Germain for big bags of green. But his next decision was going to be the toughest one of his life and change his career. See, while Kylian was born in France, his dad, Wilfried Mbappé, he's from Cameroon, and his mom, Faiza Lamri, she's from Algeria. The World Cup was coming in 2018, and one day, over family dinner eating French toast, Kylian knew he had to decide on who he was going to represent: France, Cameroon, or Algeria. Ouch, that's pretty tough. But after dinner, he made his mind up, and he sealed his destiny. Mom, Dad, I've made my decision. I choose France. He chose France. While the guys in France got pumped about his decision, one guy was pretty upset Mbappé had ditched Cameroon, and when he got the chance to speak up and say what was on his mind, he didn't hold back and destroyed Kylian. European players of African origin who hold Africa in their hearts and who want to help the sport in Africa, blah blah blah, while rushing to play for a European national team make me chuckle. Put yourself in the place of the players from Cameroon. You, a French player, are going to come to develop us? Stay at home, help your guys in Bondy, in your neighborhood, in your France. Yes, you love Africa, but you've never gone there. So what's the story? Yes, you love your wife, but you go out with another. It's a game, I know. Manipulate public opinion, blah blah blah. Whoa, sounds like this dude and Kylian won't be friends anytime soon. This diss was brutal, and even though Mbappé responded with a sarcastic tweet, the message was clear. Asu Eketo isn't a fan of Mbappé at all. But to be fair to Kylian, he did win the World Cup with France, so it kind of feels like he made the right choice. Asu Eketo, you might want to chill a bit. Kylian picked France, and he's been balling out in major competitions, and his teammates love him. It was all going smoothly until Euro 2020, when one of the French guys had an issue with Kylian, and it got so ugly it cost France the entire competition. In the first match of the tournament, Les Bleus were on ice cold, but off the pitch, everything was heated. Olivier Giroud wasn't happy with Kylian's attitude, and even though he scored 2 goals in the first match, just like any other striker, he was selfish and wanted the ball. After the game, he got an interview to talk about the match, and boom, he dropped a ticking time bomb. Sometimes you make the runs and the ball is not arriving. Perhaps we could have found each other better. There it is. Now, Mbappé made it pretty clear he's a huge Karim Benzema fan, even to Giroud's face. But Kylian didn't want to ruin his public reputation at all. And so after Giroud made the comments, he immediately dropped a counter-statement. I'm not going to make a big deal about it because we are here to represent France. That is the most important thing. What he said doesn't bother me more than that. Yikes, this wasn't the end too, because to top it all off, after Hugo Lloris retired from the national team last year, the French Federation decided to pick Kylian as the new captain of the national team instead of Giroud. He made the national team debut when Kylian was still in high school. This fight scattered the team, and before the French guys knew it, they got knocked out by Switzerland in the round of 16. Giroud later came out to say he and Kylian are cool, and all the stuff he said were rumors the media guys exaggerated a bit. But if all that was crap, what the next guy said about Kylian was live savagery caught in 4K. After the disappointing Euros, Kylian decided he'd head back to France and focus on his club, PSG. Some of his guys were trying to cheer him up and say nice things to him to make him forget how awful the tournament was. But one guy had something else to say, and it was all kinds of savage. Jeremy Rothen is a former PSG winger who played for France, so he and Kylian have stuff in common. When Kylian got back home, instead of Rothen having his back, he was out to kill, and his target was Kylian's reputation. His ego was problematic. It's been intolerable since the start of the Euros, and now it has cost this French team. It baffles me to understand why Didier Deschamps cannot deal with him, and he has become bigger than his teammates. Yikes, Rothen held nothing back. This assault was brutal. To be fair, Mbappé didn't bring his A-game to the Euros, and maybe Rothen was just a pissed French guy. But Mbappé isn't a complete saint, because his attitude has landed him in hot water a couple of times. But it's with this next dude that things got heated. In 2021, PSG was facing Barcelona in the Champions League round of 16 first leg. Now the Barca team knew Mbappé was the star man, so they had plans to go all out on him, by any means necessary, but Mbappé was one step ahead. What the hell was Peak doing, man? Mbappé was on a roll. He scored the equalizer for PSG before putting them in front, and then he let it all go into his head. And the next time Jordi Alba fouled him, instead of letting it go like a pro, Mbappé lost it. "I will kill you in the streets of Paris." Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now slow down, Kylian. Immediately he said this, Alba's teammates rushed in to defend him and Mbappé had to back down. They were all ready to take him out, until Mbappé decided to calm them down by offering to give them the link to Mr. Football after the game and showing them how to subscribe. Alba was calm all right, but I'm sure these two won't have been exchanging shirts after the game, at all. Mbappé scored a hat-trick in this game, but once the entire world learned about his heated exchange with Jordi Alba, he started losing fans quickly, including this next legend who doesn't think he's all that. Guti was one of the greatest midfielders of his generation. The guy could pick a pass out of nowhere. Last summer, the rumors were spreading really quickly that Mbappé was going to leave PSG and join Real Madrid after Madrid had put out an offer, but Mbappé ended up staying and annoying many Madrid fans, including Guti, who smashed him. Is he the best player in the world? It's yet to be proven. Currently not. How long has it been in Paris? How many Champions Leagues have they won? How many Ballon d'Ors? He is so famous, it looks like he's the best player in the world, but he is not. He is a footballer with the most projections. He hasn't won the Ballon d'Or or the Champions League. Yikes, no way he called Mbappé a projection footballer. Guti mentioned Mbappé and PSG's failure to win the Champions League, and if I'm being honest, there have been some pretty epic fails, but nothing beats the one from 2019, and it was all because of a curse placed on him by his teammate. The Champions League round of 16, and this time PSG was up against Manchester United. They won the first leg 2-0, with Mbappé scoring the early goal to give PSG the lead and putting in an all-around amazing performance. But in the second leg, the dude went AWOL and watched his team get knocked out 3-3 on away goals in front of the home fans. Even Mbappé must have been surprised how badly he performed that night until 3 years later when the shocking truth came out that had the entire world stunned. Paul Pogba and his brother Mateus were having some serious family issues, and Mateus dropped the crazy allegations that Paul had used a witch doctor on Kylian in the second leg so he wouldn't play well. Whoa! Paul Pogba immediately came out to deny the allegations, and Mbappé decided to side with his teammate. But I'm just saying, there ain't no smoke without fire, and I haven't seen Mbappé that lost in a match ever. Mbappé maintains that he and Pogba are good, and I'm guessing that they're both trying to hide the hate and all. But with this next dude, can't even disguise this one. It's a full-blown war. When Lionel Messi transferred to PSG in 2021, Mbappé was pissed. See, before Messi's arrival, he was the star man at the club and the face of everything. But now the OG GOAT was here. Mbappé had to take a step back, and I'm guessing he wasn't cool with that. Still, Mbappé tried to play it down and managed to hide it for months, pretending to get along with Messi. But in the league game under Montpellier, Mbappé couldn't mask his true feelings anymore. PSG was on the counter, and Mbappé was screaming for the pass. But Leo found better options and chose another player instead, and this made Mbappé go nuts and do this. Look at Mbappé's face. He was ready to go all southpaw on Kylian in a second. Mbappé's actions angered the entire football community, and he even had legends coming out to slam him, like Wayne Rooney. A 23-year-old shoving Messi? I've never seen a bigger ego in my life. Someone remind Mbappé that when Messi was 23, he already had 4 Ballon d'Ors. Oof, that was cold. But it didn't end there, because next up, Mbappé didn't just attack Messi this time around, he went for his entire continent. The advantage that we Europeans have is that we always play each other and we have high-level matches. The football is not as developed in South America as it is in Europe, like Argentina. That is why it's Europeans that are the most recent World Cup winners. Taking on an entire continent? The balls on this guy. While people are waiting on Messi to say something in response to Kylian's statement, Leo decided to do his talking on the pitch, and in the World Cup final last December, he put on a masterclass performance to help Argentina win the World Cup for the first time in 36 years against Mbappé's France. Now that's how you get revenge. But just like Mbappé, I'd bet you didn't know there's an entire list of ballers who hate Messi and are out to get him. Click the next video to find out.